It was a cool, dark summer night in the first days of blueberry picking time, and Omakias had just fallen asleep when something made her awaken, a dream or a sound. She lay quiet with her eyes just a tiny bit open, staring confusedly at the soft flames that occasionally flickered up among the coals that glowed in the fire pit. Omakias raised her head, drowsy. Grandma was wedged into a thick bearskin beside the door, snoring lightly, and Big Pinch was tumbled at her feet. Angeline was tucked neatly into her blanket on the other side of the door. Suddenly, a shiver of happiness and excitement ran down through Omakias so strongly she feared she might cry out and wake everyone. Her heart jumped. She nearly threw off her robes to dance. Day, her father, was home. There at the entrance, just barely lighted, her father's moccasins were heaped with Mama's. His were worn through, dirty, beaten up, although not missing a single bead of Mama's tight beadwork. Mama's on either side were spruce and neat. They were her fancy ones, trimmed at the ankle with a specially prepared ruff of white rabbit fur. Her mother's and father's moccasins always had a certain way of turning toward each other, Omakias thought. Day-Day's moccasins were carefully made by Mama, and sometimes worn to shreds before he got home. Soft and open, they seemed relieved to flop inside the door and nestle into the safe embrace of Mama's pair. Her moccasins protected Day-Day's used-up ones, nuzzled them together, and seemed to be watching over and soothing away the many dangers of his footsteps. Drifting back into sleep, Omakias knew that by the time she woke, her mother would be cutting out a new pair of moccasins from the special moose hide she herself had tanned and smoked when the heartberries were first ripening. That thought brought her back to the memory of the bear mother. As she fell back into her dreams, she wondered, would she tell her father what had happened? Would she ever tell anyone? Once more, she decided that she would keep the encounter to herself. Not only would she be scolded, and maybe even laughed at, for playing with the bear cubs, but she was quite certain that no one else would understand. Omakias curled even deeper into her blanket. Smiling in delight, she buried her face in the warm fur and fell at last into a heavy, dreamless sleep, knowing when she woke there would be Father, tall, bold, strong, and joking, to swing her high in the air. Mama would laugh even more than usual. Angeline, too, shy and excited. There would be gifts, new things, special food. Grandma would cook mightily for a feast. Mama would sew on her father's moccasins. Uncles would come visiting, cousins, relatives to feast and listen to stories and tease endlessly. Baby Niwa would beg with his eyes for Day-Day songs, and Big Pinch would have to be good.